Dear friends of Global Peace Foundation, dear friends who are coming to this meeting to find a way to reunify Korea, and you can do it. Dear Mr. Moon, whose vision of one family under God and powerful dream and purpose of one Korea, work that always been accompanied and strengthened by his distinguished wife, Mrs. Moon, all these also possible thanks to your effort, added to the understanding of the world family and the work of the team of Global Peace Foundation, my friends. It's a great honor to be meeting with you to talk about the vision of the peaceful reunification of Korea and the multi-sectorial participation in this process. This particular topic transcends our present with ideas that, if they become a reality, will mark a before and an after in the history of Korea and the world. For me, it is a pleasure because I have shared Dr. Moon's vision of a single Korea for a long time. In recent years, I have had the opportunity to accompany the issue from civil society through the Esquipulas Foundations for Peace, Democracy, Development, and Integration. Since July of this year, life has given me a new opportunity to continue serving from the government space at the head of the General Secretariat of the Central American Integration System. However, I am here like Vinicio Cerezo, a friend of Korea, a human being and global citizen, we could say, who believes in the vision of one family under God and who has embraced peace as a solution of a lifestyle. For that reason, I believe that the destiny of Korea for the welfare of his people is reunification. This is the way for Korea. Today is a special day dedicated to a deep reflection on the role of all sectors of society to achieve the reunification of two brotherly territories guided by the principles of solidarity and cooperation. It is not about isolated actions, but the joint actions of one of the greatest events in contemporary history, this event. It is very important for the future of North Korea because we learned in Central America that if we talked, if we dialogue, if we give confidence between us, we could get and arrive to peaceful solutions for our problems. The peaceful reunification of Korea can go from being a dream for this and the future generations to become a reality and the overwhelming strategic decision to achieve stability, economic growth, a sustainable development in the entire Korean Peninsula and for all the persons in the North as well as in the South. The Inter-Korean Summits of 2000 and 2007 mark historic milestones for both territories and signaled a route guaranteeing peace, cooperation, and promoted dialogue. There is a way to get these goals. The division between North and South Korea since 1948 can be an episode in history, but not a manifested destiny. There have many moments on war and domination with which this history has been written, but these do not have to be one of them. The unification is not a recent idea. On the contrary, since the separation, there have been attempts to achieving it, nevertheless, many of them by force. Korea needs leadership that can see in this moment the opportunity to recover the leading role of peace and dialogue, of being vigilant and architects of their destiny and lead the country into a glorious and just path. I consider Dr. Moon one of those leaders. in accordance with the social, economic, and cultural wealth on which you are a part and characterize you as an example to the world in many fields. Undoubtedly, these leaderships do not come only from governments. If we really want deep transformations that will make this dream a reality, it is imperative that from the start, it is embrace the participation of civil society, academia, and the private sector who has and will have a lot to say and to do. In the midst of uncertainty generated by different economic, social, and political contexts, of which we are witnesses and protagonists in the different regions, the reunification of Korea under a democratic model that promotes peace and liberty will undoubtedly be an inspiration and will renew our hope that a better world is possible. A better world is possible. The world advances towards the future on the efforts of the Sustainable Development Agenda with objectives and goals that all the countries agreed to. There is no better moment than this to unite for a greater purpose than our ideologies. In every corner of the planet, we are called to build bridges instead of walls. This is the real things we have to do. Create bridges, not walls, in any country of the world and in every region. In Central America, 8 countries gambled for regional integration as the way to achieve development. We want a region free of armed conflicts, a Central America common market, a multi-destination tourism and regional opportunities. Peace is a flag that we raised in Central America in the 80s with the Esquipulas Accords. After a long period of armed conflicts, migrations, irreparable loss of human life, and great consequences to the economies of our countries. The decade of the 90s started with the opportunity to renew our vote for democracy and integration with the creation of the Central American integration system that substitute other integration systems that we had in the history for more solid, integral, juridical, and institutional vision. And we found this vision in getting confidence through the dialogue and trying to talk about goals, development goals in between. Because if we have common goals, we are going to get confidence and we can build the peace process that we need in every part of the country. It is not an easy job, but it's possible. When we constantly remind ourselves that we share a history, values, territories, economies, and above all, persons that wish to live a dignified and secure life, definitely when we realize that despite any difference that we can define all of us without any exception, we are part of one family under God. The ghost of isolated thinking translate to lost opportunities to insert ourselves in the international market, strengthen our ties of cooperation, and above all provide benefits to our peoples that are maximized at the regional scale. These are the things we have to show the other part who are in the different position that we are, that we can together get all of those goals in the benefits of our people despite the confrontation and the violence. For this, in Central America since 2010, we have worked on 5 pillars that give integrity to this process. These are economic integration, social integration, democratic security, integrated disaster risk management and climate change and institutional strengthening. We have to change the traditional goals because we are not in the Cold War. This is the past that we have to live outside of our mind. We have to work looking these pillars, we have to work to give the people of our countries the benefits of development countries and not the suffering of the world like in the past. Central America represents the fifth economy in Latin America, and next week in Argentina, 5 of 8 member countries of the Central American region will sign a free trade agreement with South Korea, the 4th largest economy in Asia. Without a doubt, we continue building bridges. There are many scenarios to explore, but our will remains more firm than ever to advance in the Sustainable Development Agenda in harmony with the commitment to the 2030 Agenda promoted by the United Nations. We started by the path to peace when we ended the armed conflicts. Now we are seeking a more ambitious objective, attain sustainable development for our peoples. Central America stands in solidarity with all those initiatives that promote peace, liberty, democracy, and development, and that's why I am here in this forum, because we are supporting those efforts in any country through the dialogue and getting confidence with the others. This forum reflects the will to know and to understand from what is happening, from the history told by those who live it. Spaces like these are necessary to achieve our ambitious and visionary objectives, where we can reflect on the realities of a more complex scenario beyond the preconceived paradigm of the Cold War. The Cold War, I say it again, is the past. We are looking and fighting for the future of our people. We have to believe that this is possible. We have to ratify our conviction that we are one family under God, and we must consolidate our aspirations for peace, and in the case of hand, for the reunification of Korea. To you who made this space possible and work day by day to ensure a climate of peace and increasing trust in this important region of the world, I extend my most sincere congratulations and my solidarity in the name of Central America. As they said, my ancestor, the Mayan civilization, may all rise up, let no one be left behind. We have to be all together looking for peace and reunification in this region. I am with you. Central America is with you. Latin America Presidential Mission is also with you. You are not alone. We are all together with you. Thank you very much.